A right-wing social media site called Parler has disappeared from the face of the internet and vanished from both the Apple and Google stores. The tech giants made a monumental move in cutting ties with the platform after the deadly attack on the US Capitol. I'm going to break down everything you need to know about this app's removal in a moment, but first make sure you smash that like button because it really helps us out. And with that out of the way, let's just dive right into today's story. For those of you who don't know what Parler is, allow me to give you some background first. Parler was founded in 2018 and bills itself as an unbiased social media platform where people can freely express their opinions without being deplatformed. The site essentially looked like a mashup of Twitter and Instagram. For a long time, Parler has been utilized heavily by Donald Trump supporters, which even included some of those who participated in Wednesday's riot. Additionally, many prominent conservative politicians and media personalities have become active on Parler. Among those would be Fox News host Sean Hannity, radio personality Mark Levin, far-right activist Laura Loomer, Senator Ted Cruz, and Congressman Devin Nunes. It was also reported that Eric Trump had a verified account on Parler, as did Donald Trump's presidential campaign account. With many other social media networks cracking down on misinformation leading up to and following the presidential election in November, this led to a rise in the number of people using the app. Another contributing factor for the platform growing comes from big name endorsements. For example, in a tweet shortly after Election Day, Fox News host Maria Bartiromo tweeted, "This is the same group who abused power in 2016. I will be leaving soon and going to Parler. Please open an account on Parler right away." Now, as you can imagine, the reason for Parler being controversial even before the Capitol Hill riots was quite evident. The platform was rife with misinformation and essentially became a hub for pro-Trump people to talk about conspiracy theories regarding Joe Biden. According to a report from the ADL, they found members of the Proud Boys, QAnon conspiracy theorists, anti-government extremists, and white supremacists all openly promoting their hateful views on the platform. In one part of their report, they write, "Holocaust denial, anti-Semitism, racism, and other forms of bigotry are also easy to find." Now that we understand the context of the app that we're speaking about, let's talk about this massive move by big tech. So at around 3 o'clock in the morning on January 11th, Amazon booted Parler from its web hosting service, which effectively shut the app down. In addition to this, Apple made a similar move, citing that the app was used by some of the rioters to help coordinate the insurrection. On Friday, before the app was cut off, it suddenly became one of the most downloaded apps in the Apple Store. The CEO of Parler did respond to this move in a statement and said, "Amazon's, Google's, and Apple's statements to the press about dropping our access has caused most of our other vendors to drop their support for us as well." He then went on to call the move by big tech absolutely disgusting. Could it be any more disgusting though than being the leader of an app that helped plan an attack on the American government? I don't know. According to the Daily Mail, Parler's CEO did later issue a press release condemning the violence and argued that the app did work hard to remove prohibited content. The issue though is that their standard of what is considered prohibited definitely is very different from other social media sites. However, he still maintains that this was a coordinated attack to ruin their company. Their CEO believes that they were unfairly targeting Parler, and according to Deadline.com, he said, "They're trying to falsely claim that we're somehow responsible for the events that occurred on the 6th. It would put anybody out of business. This thing could destroy anybody." Adding, "We're going to try our best to get back online as quickly as possible, but we're having a lot of trouble because every vendor we talk to says they won't work with us. Because if Apple doesn't approve and Google doesn't approve, they won't." Now, while many agree that this was the correct thing for big tech to do in order to quash further violence, the implications of this drastic ban could be far worse. America is becoming so horribly polarized online to the point where the largely left-leaning tech companies now have the power to completely deplatform conservative opinions. Just because you ban someone from their platform doesn't mean that they will all of a sudden stop being crazy. This mass ban may even radicalize people to the other side of the aisle, especially if they believe they were doing nothing wrong on the platform in the first place. Now, it's also important to note that this fear over losing free speech isn't just limited to Republicans who feel disenfranchised. A spokesperson for Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel actually tweeted about having some reservations over Trump being banned from Twitter. In a tweet, a spokesperson for the Chancellor said, "The fundamental right to freedom of opinion is a fundamental right of elementary importance, and this fundamental right can be interfered with, but through the law and within the framework defined by the legislature, not according to the decision of management of social media platforms. From this point of view, the Chancellor considers it problematic that the accounts of the US President have been permanently blocked." But I'd love to hear your thoughts on the story though. Do you think that big tech made the right decision, or do you think that companies do not have the right to take such extreme actions on their own? Either way, I'd love to hear what you think in those comments down below. With that though, let's check out some of your comments from the video titled "A New Pandemic is Coming." Oh boy, it's 2021, eh? Rebel Evie says, "Not enough people yelled Jumanji on New Year's and now we gotta go across the board again." That's definitely what happened. Human Person says, "Can we postpone this pandemic till after Corona ends, please? Just a little more time will be highly appreciated." Yep, 2021. Can we just chill a few more months? Let's get this pandemic done, vaccine done, and then we'll start on the new one. Seems how the 20s are going. Lou Melly says, "I just kind of let out a gradually building scream." I could hear it just from reading that comment. Milky Moo Plays Roblox says, "I yelled Jumanji on New Year's. How did this happen?" Apparently, that's not how it works. Nora says, "Whatever, I don't miss going outside and being close to people anyway." Nora bringing in the move for 2021. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube.